Hi there, Tegan Lawson with you at the CarAdvice News Desk. Let's take a look at what's been making headlines this week. Coming up, an old school favourite limited to 100 sales a year, an interesting plan for the Holden factory, and charging an EV in 5 minutes. First up though, it's been a bloody good year for Subaru in Australia. The Japanese brand will notch up its best year on record here, with sales up 8% to the end of November. Subaru set an all-time annual record in 2015 with 43,600 units and is already less than 500 shy of that. The XV, Forester and Outback are driving the growth. A new Suzuki Jimny is about to become a relatively rare buy. Actually, new is the wrong word. It hasn't had a complete overhaul since 1998, and therein lies the problem. Suzuki will comply with a voluntary code of practice from the Federal Chamber of Automotive Industries and limit the number of Jimnys sold to 100 units a year. Why? Well, it doesn't have front side airbag protection, so the 100-a-year cap will remain until a replacement is launched that has been re-engineered to accommodate curtain side airbags. The hotly anticipated 2017 Honda Civic Type R will launch in Australia in the third quarter of next year, and it will be priced around $50,000. This puts it squarely head-to-head with the Ford Focus RS and Volkswagen Golf R. The hot hatch market is quite strong here. The Focus RS has waiting lists, and Australia is one of the biggest markets for the Mercedes-AMG A45. Honda expects big things, and let's hope so, it looks wicked. With Holden set to shut its 25-hectare factory at the end of next year, what could the plant possibly be used for? A plant of another sort, potentially. The Australian Cannabis Corporation has a proposal. The group is lobbying for the legalisation of medical marijuana and believes the car plant could be used to grow 4 huge hydroponic crops a year. As we've seen in the US, if medical marijuana were legalised here, it would also bring jobs and revenue. No word yet on how Holden feels about this idea, but we suspect it might just go up in smoke. Turns out something a lot of us have long suspected may just be true. Manufacturer fuel consumption and emissions claims may not be accurate. The Australian Automobile Association decided to test the lab-based results by conducting a real-world emissions and fuel economy study of 30 vehicles in the wake of Dieselgate. Full results are due mid-2017, but early indications are that emissions of noxious gases are up to 4 times over the regulatory limits, and greenhouse gas emissions and fuel consumption are up to 35% higher than claimed. Around the world now, and a design coup for Hyundai's luxury sub-brand Genesis. The man responsible for the exterior design of the Bugatti Chiron hypercar has signed on as chief designer at the Global Genesis Advanced Studio in Europe. Alexander Selipanov was also involved in the Lamborghini Huracan project and says he is excited to contribute his expertise and passion to the brand. With former Bentley designers and now Bugatti and Lamborghini, we are expecting some amazing looking cars from Genesis in the future. No pressure. An Israeli startup could change the way we charge electric vehicles. Storedot is developing a new battery that can be recharged in less than 5 minutes, and it could be available as early as 2020. The electric race is heating up. Only last week, BMW, Daimler, Ford and Volkswagen announced they will collaborate on a 350 kilowatt hyper-fast charging network, something that Storedot's new battery can capitalise on. The startup has already demonstrated it can fully charge a smartphone in 30 seconds. BMW is set to introduce a fully autonomous vehicle in 2021. The German car maker has established a special in-house team tasked with expanding on self-driving technologies used in the current 7 and 5 Series vehicles. BMW is sharing mapping data with Audis and Mercedes-Benz, but says its application of autonomous technologies will be its own. The little Nissan Leaf is mightier than it looks. The hatchback is being used as a self-driving tow truck at the Japanese factory. Nissan is trialling an intelligent vehicle towing system, so the Leaf is programmed to drive itself following a set route and takes finished cars from the end of the assembly line to the port, which is part of the factory grounds. The autonomous EVs use cameras and laser scanners to monitor lane markings and obstacles, and is a central monitoring system to help keep it all running smoothly. That's pretty cool. I'll catch you next week with another hit of headlines. Until then, let's all make an effort to be a little more courteous on the road this week. Holidays are underway and it's about to get crazy.